Beat my dick in the shower. Beat my dick in the shower. Beat my dick in the shower. Beat my dick in the shower.
2020 was really just a different time. We are never gonna have a time like 2020 ever again. What everyone thought, oh, this is gonna be my year. This is gonna be it. This is the year for me. I'm gonna change everything. I'm gonna change my life. Oops. Nope. Sorry. It really doesn't need any explaining. Everyone knows what happened in 2020, but just in case, if you somehow don't, not even if you live under a rock, if you live outside of this world, there was this very deadly thing, this very deadly virus going around. And you know what happened? It caused the world to shut down. The whole world was shutting down. Everyone was so fixated on, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. And what was like especially a weird time for a lot of people was teenagers, because I was a teenager during that time. I was like 15, 16. Although I may not look like it, I may look like a fetus right now. Don't worry, I am 20, all right? Leave me alone. I know the hair makes me look like I'm like 14 years old, but trust me, I don't know. What can I do to prove? I have my ID. I know I look like a fetus, but please stop calling me a fetus. I swear. If I get one more person calling me a fetus in the comments, I don't know. I'm gonna like kill myself at this point. So during this time when everything was shutting down, or how the world felt in general, it was just boom, gone. Everything that we knew, gone. Social interactions, gone. Family gatherings, gone. Driving, gone. Not exactly, but traveling the world, gone. But that didn't stop everyone else from doing it anyways. It was really like keeping everyone inside of like their own prison, like everyone put inside of their houses. And then, you know, all the essential workers going out, doing the job, you know, keeping the world running. Since school was out, you know, we couldn't go to school anymore. So what did we have? We had online school. Kids weren't out playing anymore. So what were the kids doing? Oh my gosh, we're like rotting in the rooms, pretty much rotting away to never be seen again. You know, a lot of people like to talk about how depressing 2020 was. Even I'm guilty of this. I literally was just saying that, but I'm gonna be different. All right, unpopular opinion. In 2020, I actually enjoyed a lot of it. I thought 2020 was awesome for me because not only did I not have to go to school anymore, I got to sit at home, sit on my ass, do all, and just like play video games all day and just watch shows, catch up on everything. It's like, you kidding me? This is amazing. What, you guys want to go outside and socialize? What, get that out of here. Who needs that when you got Discord? Oh boy, I was really something else during that time. Because, you know, since we were all locked away, we couldn't even go like more than 5 miles away from the house, mainly because that's what the government said, and out of fear of getting some infectious deadly virus that was gonna kill us all. And you know, everyone was worried. Everyone is so worried about being protected. Am I gonna walk outside and get contaminated? Am I gonna be like speaking to someone? It's gonna transfer? Guys, stay 6 feet away. Is it gonna transfer during sex? And I'm gonna get COVID? No. And so, you know, all these different ways. You see all these different ways of people finding protection, trying to protect themselves from this deadly virus, the deadly world. But you know who wasn't protected? 2.9 billion people. Oh my gosh, what happened to you guys? You guys got your stuff stolen. But don't worry, because today's sponsor, Aura, is gonna save them all. I swear, guys, I just need money. Please leave me alone, all right? I won't take too much of your time. Aura provides you with everything you need.
If you haven't been taking your personal information online seriously, now's the time to change that. You are more vulnerable than ever in today's digital landscape. Thankfully, I feel secure because I use Aura. Today's sponsor, Aura monitors your personal data, including your social security number, across billions of data points like the dark web, and public court records to alert you about potential identity theft. They also provide up to $5 million in identity theft insurance should the worst case happen. Plus, Aura offers a variety of other features to keep you safe online, including real-time alerts for data breaches, a VPN for secure browsing, data blocker opt-out to stop companies from selling your personal information, a password manager to help you create and store strong passwords, and more. I'm not leaving myself vulnerable or my family anymore. And if you don't want to either, go to aura.com/NOS to try it 2 weeks for free. That will be more than enough time for Aura to find out if your personal information has been exposed. And once again, thank you Aura for sponsoring this video.
Anyway, so where were we? 2020, am I right? 2020 felt like a fever dream. You know that one scene in Blade Runner? That's what it felt like a lot of the time. You know, every day I'd get up from my bed, get on my computer, and just felt this ever-growing sense of loneliness. Because I was getting ready to play video games for the 10 trillionth time, and nothing was different. And it felt like the whole same day on repeat. It felt like Groundhog Day, pretty much. Because every single day in my life, even some people still live like this to this day. It was just this really strange euphoric feeling of the entire world was crumbling around you, but you couldn't do anything else but just sit there and watch as everything unfolded, just witnessing from afar the entire world just break into shambles. Get up, sit on the computer, wait a few hours, go to bed. That's it. That was literally my whole life. It's funny how my entire life revolved around literally right here, where I'm speaking from right now. My brain wasn't really like all messed up yet. I was just under the impression of like, oh my gosh, no school, video games, and I can just do whatever? Yes, please. This is gonna sound really weird. I'm actually glad that I was the person that I was during 2020, because during 2020, I was a massive introvert. I still am, but a lot less now than what I used to be. I didn't have to go outside. So for me, that was awesome. I didn't have to talk to anyone. I didn't have to burden people with my existence. As weird as that sounds. I don't know. I didn't like socializing. I had no problem doing that online. But you know, as everyone does, as everyone feels this eventually, there's always this ever-growing sense of loneliness. Of I just want someone to hold, you know? So eventually, right? This culminated in me doing something quite regrettable that I've talked about in another video. And it's that I online dated. I know. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, we don't talk about those times. That was a different period of my life, okay? That was a different period of my life. We have more than moved on from that now. But that's really how it was. I didn't really know any better. I was so naive, you know, thinking, oh yeah, you know, this relationship is gonna work. Spoiler, they never do. Online relationships almost never work. Now, if you went into an online relationship and it actually did work, then you know what I have to say to you?
I'm really mad.
Congrats. I'm actually really happy for you. That's amazing that you made that work. Good job. I'm proud of you. Most of the time, it normally doesn't work. Most of the time. Not every time, but most. So I didn't really know any better. But that's the thing. No one knew any better. Nobody knew anything. We didn't know anything that was going on. We didn't know when it was going to end. We didn't know when lockdown was going to end, or if anything would go back to normal, or if we would ever have the same prices ever again. Because it was around 2020. It was in that time when prices started to go up a bit. They weren't like crazy yet. They were still like relatively normal, pretty much. Cheap compared to now, but like at the time, you know, as they were going up, it's like, no, don't do that. What's funny about like being locked away and everything is that because of 2020, kind of weird to say this, but because of 2020, I'm actually caught up in One Piece. I know, my fellow One Piece fans, I'm caught up. Manga and everything. 6-month hiatus? Pfft, that doesn't matter. Just give me the manga and I'm fine. That's all I need. Everyone still thinks I'm crazy to this day for being caught up with One Piece. It was because of COVID. It was because of 2020. That's the only reason I'm caught up. So we had all the free time in the world. You had the free time to do anything. You can learn a skill. You can binge all of your shows. You can, I don't know, you can think of like the most world and I don't know, anything. You had the free time to do whatever you wanted. This was such a weird time because, you know, you always have all these people, you know, a lot of people go to work and they fantasize about, oh man, I wish I had more time to work on what I'm really passionate about. And then 2020 was that chance. 2020 was that time to actually work on that thing that you were so passionate about. But in reality, it really just exposed a lot of us. You know, it's like, oh, you know, if I only had the time, I can do anything. I can do whatever I want. I can accomplish it all. But when we were finally given that time, to do anything, it really just became do nothing all day. Like, oh, when am I gonna have this time again? So I'm gonna do nothing. But it's so crazy because, you know, that opportunity was there, but so many people didn't capitalize on that opportunity. Not because they didn't want to. Everyone wanted to, but just because there's something psychologically in our mind that just like stops us from doing that thing. You know, there's always that one thing that you need to do, that you need to get done to like progress forward, to move forward with anything. For me, that's making YouTube videos. I procrastinate a lot of the time on recording videos. Not because I don't want to do them, but because like I'm always so scared of what people outside are gonna think. Not like people watching the video, but people outside of like my room, like inside of my general proximity. Right now I'm home alone, so I'm recording this. So, you know, I can be as loud as I want. I can scream. But when other people are home, when other people are around, I never want to record because I feel like I'm going to be talking about something. I'm going to be getting so in depth, so in detail, so into a topic that I'm talking about, just for someone to come in and be like, ooh, what are you talking about? Oh, you did that? I can't believe that. So I don't know. I hate recording when other people are around. I feel like I really just can't be me. I can't really like express myself enough. That is something I need to work on though. That's like a flaw of mine. No one's perfect though. I mean, heck, I still look like a freaking fetus. Forehead. But since, you know, 2020 was such a strange time, there was nothing like it ever before. There may never be anything like it ever again. There never will be something like it ever again. So, because of that, there's something else. Guys, you and I all of us, we can all say that we've lived through history. Everyone, we're all gonna make it into the history books. I'm already graduated now, so I'm never gonna have to deal with it. But all of you in school, you're gonna have to deal with it. You're gonna see all of us in the history books, so have fun. I've heard that some people already do have 2020 in the history books, like in their schools. But that brings me to the next thing, is that because it was so unique, everything was so different, we had never seen this before. This is the first time this has ever happened on a mass national scale. Nothing was ever the same after that. It's that we thought everything was just gonna go back to normal. Prices were just gonna go back down. Everything is gonna be easier again. And that's true to an extent. Like, yeah, we can go outside. We have that freedom again. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why my backdrop keeps on like getting dark out of nowhere for no reason. See, here, watch this. Ooh. Oh, dark. Oh, I don't know why it's doing that. But nothing is the same since. There is a very distinct difference between 2019, like 5 years ago, and versus now, like how society was. That everyone was more open to talk to each other. You know, there wasn't really like any concern of germs, like, oh, you're gonna get me sick. I mean, yeah, there kind of was, but it wasn't like really anything, you know. You go out with friends and be like, yo, can I have some of your food? And a lot of people would just be like, yeah, you can do that. But now it's more or less not really like that. Okay, so what I mean by this, right? The other day, I was in the elevator. I was at the hospital. I was at the hospital for an undisclosed reason. That's none of your guys' business. But I was there at the hospital. You know, I get into the elevator, and then someone else walks in, and this guy's eating food, and it smells really good. But someone else in the elevator asks, like, oh, what are you eating? And then, you know, he goes into detail. He's describing what it is. But then he said this one thing that has just stuck with me ever since, and it's that I would offer to share, but ever since 2020, I don't think that's really a thing anymore. And it's true. It's like nothing has been the same. I don't think we'll ever go back to this pre-2020 time where everything was just so carefree. You could do anything, or not really do anything, but you can get away with a lot more stuff than now, pretty much. That was really the turning point on YouTube too. It was around that time, that's when more people, or a lot of people, were starting to get exposed for who they truly were, like what they really are, what they're about. But what if I told you I know? I do in fact know. I know how to magically make everything better. Now, if you follow my steps, you follow my incredibly easy to follow simple steps, I will show you how to turn everything back to normal. Even the government doesn't want me explaining this because they suck balls. So, anyways, hopefully the government didn't hear me. So anyways, right? The steps are